Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. There is a reason that so many RVers love camping near rivers, lakes, and mountain streams. The views are incredible. The sounds of the water are relaxing. And some of the most beautiful campgrounds in the country are located right next to the water. But those same locations can also come with danger that many campers don't think about until it's too late. I am talking about flash flooding. Recently, several campgrounds have had flooding events that have put campers' lives at risk. RVs have been destroyed, vehicles have been swept away, and emergency crews have had to rescue people who only had minutes to get to safety. And the scary thing about flash floods is that it doesn't always have to be raining where you are. A storm can be miles away, upstream or higher in the mountains, and it can send a wall of water toward a campground with very little warning. Today, we're going to talk about why campgrounds are so vulnerable to flooding, how you can reduce your risk before you ever set up camp, and what you should do if water starts rising around your RV. Many campgrounds are located in areas that naturally collect water. Think about the places that we love to camp. River valleys, creekside campsites, mountain areas, lake shores, and low-lying wooded areas. Unfortunately, these are those areas where water just naturally flows. During heavy rainfall, water from higher elevations moves downhill very quickly. A small creek that looks harmless during normal conditions can become a dangerous, fast-moving current in a matter of minutes. Another factor is the ground itself. When soil becomes saturated after heavy rain, it can no longer absorb additional water. That extra water becomes runoff, flowing toward lower areas, which are often exactly where campsites are located. In many campgrounds, especially the older ones or the ones that are out in the middle of nowhere that we just love to visit, were designed for recreation, not necessarily for handling extreme rainfall events. Recently in Missouri, emergency crews rescued dozens of campers and people that were stranded by flooding after several inches of rain fell overnight. Some campers were forced to climb onto structures as floodwaters rose around them, while rescue crews responded by boat and helicopter. The National Weather Service described the rainfall as an extreme event, with some areas receiving many inches of rain in a short period of time. But one of the biggest lessons from this event is this: the flooding wasn't just caused by what was happening directly over the campground. Water from the surrounding areas was moving into that location. Before you even park your RV, there are a few things you can do to reduce your risk. First, pay attention to your campsite location. When you arrive, look around. Ask yourself, is my site right next to a creek or river? Am I at the bottom of a hill? Does this area look like water would naturally flow through it? And is my campsite in a low spot? A beautiful waterfront campsite may also be a higher risk campsite during severe weather. I want to take a moment to pause here to talk about something that I do before every trip. And I don't think that Dan even realizes I do this. Typically, especially when we do not know the campground, I will go on Google Maps and just look at that map to see what's nearby. Are there rivers? Is there a lake? Is there anything that we should be concerned about as far as water goes? Then when we get to the campground, the other thing I do is I check my exits. I know where my exits are. It may not necessarily be the same way we came in. If there's an emergency and that method of escaping or getting out of a bad situation is blocked, I want to know, where else can I go? It's easy to see where the high ground is, but it's not necessarily something that is obvious as far as another exit or another way out of the campground. The next thing you want to do, of course, is to check the weather, and not just for your campground. Many people look at the forecast and they think it's only calling for rain overnight, which is great. I've done that too. But with flash flooding, you need to look beyond your immediate location. Rainfall upstream can create dangerous conditions downstream. Pay attention to flash flood watches, flash flood warnings, radar, weather alerts. Third, you want to make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. Do not rely on your phone by itself. Make sure that wireless emergency alerts are turned on, and you, of course, want to have a trusted weather app installed. But you should consider carrying an NOAA weather radio, especially when you're camping in remote areas. Cell service can be, as we all know, very unreliable at these campgrounds, and power outages can happen, of course, during severe weather. If you receive a flash flood warning, take it seriously. A lot of people ignore weather alerts because they have received those warnings in the past and nothing ever happened. But flooding is one of those hazards where waiting can cost valuable time. Your priority should be people first, not your RV, not your camping gear, not your belongings. If water is rising, get yourself, your family, and your pets to higher ground as soon as possible. So should you move your RV? This is a question that many RVers ask. If you receive a warning early and there is a safe route out, leaving before conditions deteriorate may be the best choice. But once water is already rising, do not attempt to drive through floodwaters. Keep in mind that 6 inches of fast-moving water can knock a person off their feet. About 2 feet of moving water can float many vehicles. And RVs, they are especially at risk because they are large, tall, and they have a high center of gravity. Your RV is designed to protect you from the elements, but it's not designed to withstand the force of moving floodwater. If flooding begins around your campsite, get everyone out safely. Take your emergency supplies only if they are immediately available. Don't go around looking for those. You want to move to higher ground as quickly as possible and call emergency services if you can. Do not walk through moving water. Do not drive across flooded roads. Do not stay inside your RV hoping that the water will stop rising. Do not risk your life trying to save your belongings. Your RV can be replaced, your life cannot. A few items that can make a difference during any emergency you could experience in an RV. First, get yourself an NOAA weather radio. Flashlights or headlamps are something you should have nearby and ready to go. Portable power banks, a first aid kit, an emergency bag with your important documents, some extra water, and waterproof storage for medications and valuables. These are things we hope we never need, but when you need them, you will be glad that you have them. The intention of this video is absolutely not to make anyone feel afraid to camp near water. Those locations are some of the most beautiful places that we visit in our RVs. Next year, we are going to be camping very close to the ocean, just on the other side of the dunes, and I absolutely cannot wait for this. But being a prepared camper means understanding the environment around you. Before you set up camp, take a moment to look at your surroundings. Before severe weather arrives, have a plan. Know your exits. Know where you would go if you needed to leave quickly. And if you ever receive a flash flood warning, take it seriously and act early. We hope you found today's video to be helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.